great to have you here for this episode. Today we're diving into a really important topic, foreign employment and remittances in Nepal.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. Nepali workers have been going abroad for work for over 300 years, but it's really picked up pace recently, especially with globalization and limited jobs back home.
Right, and today, millions of Nepalis work overseas, mostly in the Middle East, like Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and also in Malaysia and South Korea.
Exactly. And for many families in Nepal, foreign employment isn't just a job, it's a lifeline. It's a major source of income and a key part of the country's economy.
So let's talk about remittances. Simply put, remittances are the money that these workers send back home to their families.
And globally, remittances are huge. They impact about 1 in 8 people worldwide. That's roughly a billion people supported by money sent from abroad.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that remittances are pretty stable, even during tough times like pandemics or economic crises. Migrant workers usually send small amounts regularly, around $200 to $300 every month or two, but it all adds up to trillions globally.
When we look at Nepal specifically, about 5.66 million young people have gone abroad for work. Most of them, around 75%, are unskilled workers, with fewer semi-skilled and skilled workers.
And Nepal has opened up foreign employment opportunities in over 100 countries, which is quite impressive.
The growth in remittance inflows is staggering. Back in the early 90s, Nepal received just over 2 billion Nepali rupees in remittances. Fast forward to 2020, and that number is nearly a trillion.
That's wild. And remittances make up a huge chunk of Nepal's GDP, somewhere between 22 to 30% in recent years. It really shows how vital this money is to the economy.
Plus, over a third of remittances go to rural areas, helping improve livelihoods and food security where it's needed most.
So what are some of the positive effects of remittances? Well, they help reduce poverty by covering basic needs like food, shelter, education, and healthcare.
They also boost economic growth by increasing demand and investment, which creates jobs and supports entrepreneurship.
And remittances promote financial inclusion, bringing people into the formal banking system, helping them save money, get credit, and improve financial literacy.
Not to mention, remittances fund development projects like schools, hospitals, and infrastructure, and support social programs that empower women and youth.
They even contribute to building human capital by helping families invest in education and skills development.
And on a bigger scale, remittances support several sustainable development goals, like no poverty, quality education, decent work, and reduced inequalities.
There's also a growing trend of digital remittances, which lower transfer costs and increase security, especially for people in rural areas who might otherwise have to travel far to access funds.
But, of course, it's not all positive. Large-scale foreign employment causes labor shortages back home, especially in agriculture and industry.
Yeah, and there's the issue of brain drain, where skilled workers leave Nepal for better opportunities abroad, which weakens the country's workforce.
Family challenges are real too. When parents work abroad, it can lead to mismanagement at home, affecting children's education, nutrition, and care.
Another downside is the trade deficit. Remittance income often increases demand for imported goods, which means Nepal imports more than it exports, widening that deficit.
And we can't forget the human cost. Migrants face risks and hardships abroad, especially in Gulf countries.
Plus, there's the risk of dependency. Families relying heavily on remittances might lose motivation to work locally, which could slow economic growth in the long run.
On top of that, the remittance economy faces challenges like high transfer costs, averaging over 6%, which is double the global target.
Right, and there's a need for better financial services, more competition, and stronger cooperation between governments and the private sector to make remittance flows safer and cheaper.
Despite these challenges, remittances remain a resilient catalyst for development, helping Nepal progress toward key sustainable development goals.
So to wrap up, foreign employment and remittances are a complex mix, a lifeline for millions, a driver of economic growth, but also a source of challenges.
Yeah, and it's important to remember the human stories behind the numbers, the sacrifices migrants make, and the families they support.
Absolutely. And with continued efforts to improve remittance systems and policies, there's real potential for these flows to become even more productive for Nepal's sustainable future.
Well said. Thanks for joining us today to explore this important topic.
Thanks for listening. Take care.